My name is Ari. I was born and raised in Israel. Lived there for about 20 years of my life. From there, I traveled India for about 2 years. Then I moved to the U.S. I lived there for about 6, 7 years. And from there, I moved to Thailand, which I've been living here for 17 years now. So when I arrived in the U.S., I've decided to go to start my journey into my inner self. And I looked for some seminars, and I found Landmark Education. So I decided to do Landmark, and I did the whole courses that they had, and it was an amazing start. After Landmark Education, I kind of got caught up with the matrix and the money in America, and for quite a few years, until 1999, which was the year of the Y2K. We decided, a few friends from New York, to go to Thailand. And so we flew into Thailand, and it was a beautiful experience. And after that experience, I kind of remembered what brought me to America in the first place. So when I came back to America, I decided to go deeper into my inner self and soul searching, and decided to look for a place to do a detox. And then I did a detox and combined it with the Reiki, and it was the best experience of my life. Within 1 year, I saw death or been in near-death experience a few times, literally, to a point that I felt that I had to change. There was too many things that were happening in a bad way. That for me, I always felt that if you're in the wrong flow, you'll be you'll get caught up in the wrong situations. I went to Pune. Pune was a place that Osho was a very famous spiritual leader, and he was very famous. One time he was even in Oregon in America, mm-hmm. And they actually made a Netflix thing on it, and I was there in the ashram after Osho died, and I kind of wanted to see what was that place about. But what a friend of mine was there, he was involved in detox, in juice fastings, and he was like a mentor to me. Like, I saw him like in the work that he was doing as something very special, and I was kind of intrigued by that. And then when I moved to the U.S., I did the self-improvement, and then I got caught up in the matrix of America, which is making money. So for quite a few years, I completely forgot why I actually came to America in the first place. Until just before 2000, 1999, there was the Y2K. And a few friends of ours decided to go to Thailand to celebrate Y2K. I said, if the end is going to go, and everything is going to erase, it might as well be on an island with a smile. So we flew into New York, from New York, a bunch of friends to Thailand, to Koh Phangan. And I met an old friend, and some friends from back in the days in Goa and India. And then when we went back to New York, I remember what was the reason that I originally went to America. It wasn't about making money. It was about becoming a different person and about changing my life. And at that moment, I realized that I need to go deeper. And at that moment, I realized that I need to do a detox. So I went there, I started doing a detox, and then at that time, I told her that I want to go do some treatments while I'm on a detox, because I feel like it will be good for me to promote the cleansing. No, this woman, what she did was she had a colonic irrigation, colonic machine, and she would basically just tell you that you just need to drink psyllium husk powder, and she told me to continue eating. I wasn't even fasting actually at that time, just like eat normally, and just to come. I don't remember if it was either once or twice a week. And I started the treatments, and then I felt that I needed to do some healing as well. I felt like I told her I want a healing, I want to kind of like amplify this process, and I feel like I need some healing session. So I was heading to Brooklyn for my first Reiki session. I went there, and as soon as I met this woman for the first time, she gave me a Reiki session. The Reiki session was beautiful. It was so good that I felt like I wanted to do one more. She felt like almost like the most humble person I ever met in my life. She was like a childlike but not childish. She had this really innocence in her and like a child, and really pure heart in her being and how she came across. And then for some reason I asked her if I can study Reiki, and she said, yeah, of course I can teach you. And I never thought that it's possible, and she said, yeah, I can teach you Reiki. I said, great, so when can I start? She said, come on the weekend. So I came to start the Reiki course. It was a 2-day course. It was me and another woman. In the Reiki course, the first part is theoretical information. Although my teacher was a Russian and she didn't speak really good English, I got what I got, and then the second day we had the initiation. It's also called an attunement, which basically they're attuning your vibration to the vibration of the universal energy. Reiki means universal life force energy. Ki means energy in Japanese, and Rei means universal life force. So basically it's attuning, like tuning a radio station to the vibration which is surrounding us, same vibration which is responsible for our life, and the same vibration that we all live on, this energy that gives us life. And then she attuned me, and once she attuned me, I went through like it was a very powerful experience for me. I cried, feeling, crying out of joy and happiness. It wasn't crying out of pain. And in that moment I felt this feeling of very strong bliss and unity when that happened, when I cried. When after the course, the woman that was with me, she went home, and I stayed there for a little bit, and then my teacher said, because she said to the woman, next course, if she wants to do the second level, she had to wait 3 months. When I was there alone with her, she told me I can study the second one, and if I want, I can do it next week. So I said, okay, I'm going to start with you next week. In that week, that after the initiation, and the week after when I did the second degree, it started from that week of the first initiation. Something shifted on a mystical level. And in a way that today I can say that what I've experienced is called a satori, which is a southern understanding of truth. Sat means truth in Sanskrit, and satori means southern understanding of truth, or a glimpse of our order of understanding. And what on a physical level, to try to explain this, would be a feeling of bliss, a feeling of unity and oneness with all creation, with oneness, with people, with nature, with all. And it was a feeling of like a child, like I would make myself go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, feeling like a child that the parents tell him he's going to Disneyland tomorrow, with butterflies in the stomach, just being happy to wake up to the world the next day. But beside the fact of the bliss in the body and the fact that my friends were telling me that I'm walking funny, talking funny, but I look like $1 million, because people in the street of Manhattan said there was a glow light around my body. And I was walking like a Zen walk, like a Zen monk in the streets, like almost like I was possessed by a monk, like Rain Man. And I was talking like a child, but I was feeling like $1 million. That I knew exactly why I was sent, what's my purpose in my life, what am I doing here on this planet. And not only what I'm doing here and my purpose, and how I can help others to achieve their purpose and to live to their visions and dreams in life. And it became clear to me that happiness is about following your purpose. And 3 months later, in that time I was in the process, I told my boss, and at that time it was a very good friend, that I'm leaving to Thailand, because the inner guidance was that I needed to go to Thailand to open a healing center. And I was guided there with my heart. Now, although all my friends, my parents, and even my own left brain, my intellectual brain, even told me that I'm crazy, my right brain and my heart was telling me that this is what I need to do. I didn't know how I'm going to do it. I wasn't even a Reiki teacher yet. I didn't have the knowledge of how to open a center. I just knew I wanted to open a resort. It needs to have a restaurant there. It needs to do all these things. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I had the belief and the hope and the vision and the trust in the divine that what I felt and what I saw is going to unfold.
So tell me what your vision is about the resort and the customer experience.
Yeah. So so Orion is a place that what I've experienced and what the Orion really is a place that when we combine detox with healing, with self-healing and yoga, it creates a chemistry, like an alchemy. But if a person's seeking change, if he's in a crossroads in life of business or in life because of something traumatic that happened to him, or any kind of crossroads, and he's seeking a change or he's seeking answers, and he's kind of soul-seeking, it's a program that has the ability to help people go through life-changing experiences and have realization and wake up to a point that they would start basically listen to their true self. We live in a world that most people listen to everybody but themselves. They listen to societies, to all kinds of externals. They listen to radios, to newspapers, to TVs, but they're not really listening to themselves. If we take a room with 1,000 people and you ask the people how many times you had an inner guidance or an inner voice to do something, and later you said, oh, I should have done that, I knew that, but I didn't do that. How many times it happened to you? Everybody's gonna put their hands up. So imagine the butterfly effect or the ripple effect for people's life if people really started to listen to this inner guidance. This inner guidance, we need to learn how to recognize this voice and to start listening to it. And the program is set in a way that ultimately, if people learn, because Reiki for me is not just a healing art, it's a self-mastery tool. It's a tool how to listen to this inner voice. So I teach Reiki, and I've been teaching for 2 decades. And what I do is I use that to help people to listen to this voice and take it to live it to their potential, fulfill their visions and dreams. Well, just about, I came up with this new vision that I wanted to open another center in the next door island in Samui that would reach to a different kind of people. You know, somebody once told me that when you open a business, you have to think who are your customers, and I kind of wanted to reach people which were, you know, more professional, and I felt like I needed to do it in some kind of more high class hotel to come up with a plan. And at that time, exactly, Simon contacted me and he said, Ari, I really, want to go partner with you, and we spoke, and I felt like we're aligned with the vision. He was really aligned with the vision with me, which was for me the most important thing. He was mainly the fact that he was really one with the vision, and he was totally in aligned with me and wanting to do what we're to be a service and help humanity. Now with Simon, because we are both in the same vision, it's kind of like having this amazing harmony that we have together in the Orion Retreat, and it really took off really good, and it's moving forward, you know, and constantly moving forward, and we have this amazing chemistry, and since then, you know, it's just been great. Okay, so in regard to food is important because we are what we eat. And whatever food we put in our body, it's like the oil or gasoline that we're putting into our vehicle, which is our body. So if we want to create a body that will live and want to create longevity, and we want to live a long life and happy life, and not create diseases, we need to live healthy and eat healthy. It needs to be a way of living. It's not something that you know, we don't eat because it tastes good. We eat because it's healthy. And of course, it should taste good as well. But there's a lot of, you know, people always think that if something tastes good, it's healthy, it doesn't necessarily mean it tastes good. But today, there's a lot of like new things that you know came out with the new technologies, and they're making amazing food for for everybody. There's vegan, vegetarian, paleo. There's healthy food out there. It's just that the people need to be educated. In Orion, what we do is, beside the fact that we cleanse people, because it's very important that to clean first. Because if you eating healthy, like a lot of time people start getting into juices, and you know it's become very fashionable now in America and in many places in the world to start juice. But the thing is that I read this book that the guy said that basically if you're putting healthy juices, then it could be the best cold pressed organic juices, but you didn't flush your system. It's like putting a good oil on a bad oil, so to speak, in your car. So now after we clean our body and we flush our system, and although I would highly recommend, not from but I read the book many years ago that for me there was like a Bible in a way. It's called the Tao of Health, Sex and Longevity, which basically explain about how to prolong our life and what exercises and what measure we can do in order to live a healthier, happier life.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is look at various different ways that we can efficiently fuel this beautiful body we've got.
Yeah, so once we're done with cleaning the body, then we need to get educated of how we can go back into home or where we come from, and have a knowledge and to integrate new knowledge and new food into our system, because we're used to, we're kind of living on a blueprint in a way of the food we eat and what we know. So we need to kind of re-educate, and in Orion we teach people, we do a lot of like courses, and we do all kinds of things that when the people leave Orion, they would know some basics at least of how to eat healthy and how they can, because healthy living is a way of living. It's not a workshop. It's not something we just learn, and it's something that we need to live by. And the more healthy we live and the more healthy we eat, the more also our body would be able to be healthy, is from the food we eat. Besides that, we do a lot of treatment in Orion. We do a lot of self-improvement treatments. We do a lot of healing treatments, a lot of healing modalities in order to help the person heal. When a person is on a detox, within 24 to 48 hours, his body switches from a digestion and metabolism into self-healing and detox. He goes into what we call receptivity mode. Receptivity mode is actually, the word Kabbalah in Jewish mysticism means to be receptive. When a person is receptive, he's open to change, open to receive. And detox puts us in that mode. And then when we do healing in that mode, then the person is like a sponge. He can go through a process of going through changes and experience miracles. We do yoga every day to help with the body movement and with the flow of the body and the flow of the blood, and that helps a lot. And the people, yoga is amazing as well as a tool. We do massages in the program. We do all kinds of things to promote the health. There's sauna, there's infrared, there's all kinds of nature walks, bicycles. We have fitness programs that people do with a personal trainer. We have some people who like to do Muay Thai, Thai boxing with the personal trainer. People love it. And so there's all kinds of programs depending on what people like and what kind of program they want. If it's burnout, to burn fat, or if it's burnout syndrome from working too much, or it depends on what kind of program people want. There's all kinds of programs to choose from.